It's pina colada, it's pina colada. But anyway. Hello everyone, my name is Tasha Antwi and I am a search director based here in London. I'm also cover fashion and lifestyle content. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I'll do a bit of a get to know me, but mainly career focused, because obviously I think so far there's been a lot of fashion on the channel, which is not obviously a bad thing, but I also want to talk to you guys a bit more about what I do in my day job. So this is what today's video is about. Everything that I'm wearing, it will be linked down in the description box if it is still available. I do feel like this blazer may be sold out, but I will link everything that I'm wearing, including the jewelry as well. So let's get into the video. I basically work in SEO, which means search engine optimization. You may have heard it quite a bit, especially if you are trying to grow your following as well. A lot of people have been trying to use obviously SEO tactics to grow across different platforms as well, but it means search engine optimization. And it's something that I didn't plan to kind of fall into, but obviously I've now been working in this industry for about 10 years. And I've managed to kind of collide my interest in fashion with SEO. And I think that's why I've been in it for so long, and I actually find it, I think this was probably one of the best paths for me to take. So if I rewind all the way back to the beginning, so I originally actually went to uni studying biomedical science, and I did it for a year, redid the year because obviously failed it. Then I did it again and it was fine, I passed it, made it into the next year. And then when I was coming to the end of that, I just realised that, do you know what, it's not necessarily for me anymore. My initial plan when I was doing that course was I wanted to go off to be a doctor, and obviously I didn't do chemistry at A-level. So the next entry point is to do biomedical science, and you can enter in, I think, a second or third year, I can't remember from the top of my head, into the medicine degree. So while I was doing this, I had a lot of thoughts going through my mind. I was like, is this what I actually want to do? Do I want to be a doctor? How long will I be studying for? You know, you just want like kind of life to start, and I really respect people that obviously follow through with that. And then I also have this interest in fashion, which wasn't being addressed, if that makes sense. I wasn't really fulfilling that. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm enjoying my pina colada wine here. So I had all these things running through my mind, and it just got to a stage where like coursework would be due and I wasn't even bothered to even hand it in on time. And the uni I went to, you were able to actually hand in your assignments late and you'll be capped at a B, and obviously depending on how late you hand it in, it gets capped at that various different level. So that's basically what happened. Anyway, long story short, I ended up quitting. And everyone thought I was mad because I was like, Tasha, you know, you don't have that long to go, just finish your degree, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, there's no point in me finishing a degree that I'm not going to be happy with. And biomed is quite hard, so I wasn't even sure I'll even get a 2-1 at this point. So I was just like, do you know what, let me just quit. I ended up working in retail for a year at the top shop in myself, which was along Oxford Street. If you remember, hey. But I feel like Oxford Street is not the same without those two stores there anymore, but it's so weird to walk past it. But anyway, we digress. So obviously I was working there part-time anyway, but ended up working there for a year. While I was working there, I just kept getting promoted, so I ended up becoming a supervisor. And obviously when you're a supervisor, you then have the power to basically sign out clothes like for free to, if it's marketing or certain PR teams. So there were the stylists from GMTV. I don't know why I've forgotten their names. If I remember, I'll put them on screen. But there was two stylists from GMTV that used to come every day, and I would obviously sign them out items to feature on the show, as well as the head of marketing. And one day I plucked up the courage and asked the head of marketing, like, hey, like, do you have any internships? She was like, well, yeah, they do internships all the time. And I just thought, these people are the enemy of progress. They want you to stay on the shop floor and they won't tell you about these opportunities that they have. So I ended up doing 2 weeks at head office at Miss Selfridge. It was one of the most fun 2 weeks I did, because I was what was I doing? It was during fashion week, so it was like crazy in the office. Just loved watching everything that was on the runway. Obviously I had a desire to obviously work with more luxury brands as well, but I thought this would be a good like step in, and it just made me realize that I have to go back to uni, and obviously doing retail wasn't really my thing. So that's basically what happened. And then I reapplied and went back to uni and did business and management. And then it was in my final year when I was doing my dissertation. So it was something along the lines of online, people's perceptions of online marketing for fashion brands. I can't remember the exact title, but it was along them lines. And that's when I came across SEO, PPC, affiliate marketing, programmatic, and so on and so forth. And I just knew at the time that this is the way in, this is the way forward. I just knew that traditional marketing roles might not be as relevant. Obviously they still are, but I just knew that this was the way to go. So it was just, I don't know, I just felt in my spirit that this is what I'm going to do. So what I did was I started applying for different roles. It's pina colada ring. But anyway. But yeah, so I ended up applying for various different roles, and I landed my first job as an SEO exec at an agency which has now been bought and is now called something else. I won't mention the name, but that's how I started my whole career. And when I was there, I was fortunate enough to work on there was two things that made it quite lucky for me. There wasn't that many girls in the SEO team at the time. Obviously now there's loads of women that work in the industry, but back then there wasn't that many of us, and we had a lot of fashion clients, which was great, and I felt like it was almost meant to be that I landed here. And what happened was, because we had so many fashion clients, the guys on the team don't know what pedal pushers are and things like that, so they wouldn't really include it in keyword research. So it kind of helped me stand out from that perspective. I kind of carved a way out there to be like the SEO person that is the expert when it came to fashion, the fashion and beauty niche. And even now, till this day, if I do speak at a conference or anything like that, I do tend to make it, or I do make it fashion and beauty related, and I also get that request quite a bit. I do work across various different verticals and things like that. I even worked such as like kids toys and that kind of thing, and I was really fortunate as well to work on a few brands under the Kering brand as well. So that's where I kind of got my luxury fashion fix, and a lot of the talks I do is focused on how to do SEO or online to offline digital strategies around fashion brands as well. In terms of what I do now, so I think when I landed back on to YouTube, I think I introduced myself as a head of SEO. So what that essentially meant was that I headed up a department, I managed a team, and they essentially look after a series of accounts, and it's my responsibility to obviously grow the team, that area, and obviously the revenue that we bring into the business when it comes to SEO. And now I am a search director, and how that role slightly differs is obviously it's a step up from a head of SEO, but I now look after more holistic search and various different search strategies, making sure that we are working holistically when it comes to page search as well. So that's essentially what the slight difference is on my role. And I do currently report directly into a board. So that's what my role basically means at the moment. And I've been at the current company that I've been at for the past year. I can't believe it's a year already. In terms of the basics of SEO and why it's really important, our job is to essentially make sure that our clients or brands or whoever we're working with is discoverable online, and not just on Google search or websites, but across platforms. So that's basically our responsibility. So there is a technical part of it, and then there's a slightly creative side of it. So in terms of the technical part of it, this is us crawling website, doing what we call tech audits to ensure that a robot can access a website. For example, if a robot can't access a website, then that means a person can't find it, because a person's going to use some sort of search functionality to find your content on your website. So this is why it's so important. And obviously now, where the majority of search happens on your phone or online, people are shopping more and more online. I remember reading a stat. I did some Amazon training. I also do Amazon SEO. I did some Amazon training not too long ago. Like 9 out of 10 people, before they make any purchase, will always check if the product is available on Amazon. So they're more likely to buy there because of the speed of delivery, the reliability, and obviously the competitive pricing. So those are the 3 main reasons people do that. So it's really interesting to see how over the years times have shifted and people are taking out, moving their budgets from more above the line traditional forms of marketing into digital and performance marketing. So that's why it's really important. So in terms of SEO, we say that there's 3 pillars. So there's obviously accessibility, and then you've got on page and relevancy. So this is where we do our keyword research. We figure out what people are searching for, when they're searching, when they're likely to search for it, and then we use this to basically add these keywords into the copy onto the websites or the platforms that we're optimizing for to increase your relevancy of this, which also in theory should make your paid media a bit more cost effective. And then the last pillar of SEO is off page. So this is where you might get digital placements in online publications, let's say Vogue or Elle magazine or something like that. And then what this does is it passes authority back to your website, which signals to Google like a vote. So if, let's say, for example, you Google a black dress, right? And then there's 3 or 4 sites that are all relevant for the black dress. So Google look at various different factors to decide which product to rank number 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. So that's basically what we do. So our job is to make sure our clients are ranking number 1. And you'll be surprised how significant this can be when it comes to making money or revenue for particular clients ranking number 1 versus if you don't even rank on the first page. I mean, think about it. When was the last time you clicked on page 2 of a Google search result? You don't. So that's why it's so important for our clients to rank page 1. What I've realized over the years is that working in SEO is a bit of a superpower because we essentially know what people are thinking when they are thinking. And I've literally worked with brands in the past where we've even changed when they drop particular product lines. So there was one particular brand I used to work with, a luxury brand that are known for also making suits, and they literally used to drop all their new suits in, when was it, June or May, but they used to always do their drops in April, and then we actually showed them that actually people start looking for this type of content on this particular day, and then they've literally used it to change. And I've also worked with other brands where they literally use things like keyword research to even figure out what products to produce or what new things that they should be buying in. So it is pretty important, but obviously it is like a complex skill set because, like I said, there is a technical element and there is a creative element to it. So that's why it's an interesting kind of skill set to have, especially if you're a bit of an SEO all-rounder. Some people go down the very technical SEO route, some people go down the content marketing or very digital PR route, but all of it kind of works together for the same purpose. And I'm losing feathers. And right now what makes the industry more exciting is obviously the rise of TikTok, because now TikTok is one of the most accessed domains ever at the moment. What this means is that people are also searching on platforms such as TikTok, and TikTok is now even influencing trends which then spill over into Google search. So I think this is an area that I feel like SEOs kind of really need to explore as well, and make sure that they're including it in their strategies as well, because there's so many things that basically pop off on TikTok, and then you'll start to see, we can monitor what searches look like in Google, and it literally is from that. And obviously because of TikTok, all the different platforms are enhancing their search features and shopping features to keep people on their platforms, because now attention is the most valuable commodity in this day and age that we live in. So what this also means is that SEOs become very important, and SEO tends to be associated with just the website. However, you do need to understand the multifaceted role of search and how people are searching across platforms and what their user journey will be. So for example, if you're going to buy something really nice, let's say a designer handbag, you might actually see on someone on, let's say, Instagram, and then you might start researching it on YouTube just to get detailed reviews. You might then go on TikTok before you then go onto the client's website, and then client's website, I'm talking like I'm at work, but you know what I mean, you go on your brand's website and you might not necessarily want to order something of a high value on the website. So then what do? You then go to the store. So all of this stuff needs to be linked together, and you need to be creating seamless search experiences, which is basically what I do. So feel free, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, otherwise I can talk for ages in terms of what I do. But if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will do a follow-up video to explain everything. And I will do another video to basically explain how you get into this industry if it's something that you are interested in. People tend to think that SEO is quite boring and dull, but I think it's quite fabulous and sexy. Well, I make it anyway. So yeah, let me know what you think of today's video, and make sure you like, subscribe and comment. And like I said, there'll be more videos, obviously fashion and lifestyle related, as well as more SEO, and I can talk to you a bit more about SEO and the fashion space as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.